Welcome to the channel, everyone. Well, today I got another mod for the 2023 Polaris Ranger 1000 XP. I've got a rear bumper. You can see this is by Rough Country, and I guess this will fit a Can-Am and a Polaris Ranger. So I think it's one of the coolest bumpers out there. Anybody knows Rough Country, this thing comes pre-scratched. If you're FedEx guys like my FedEx guy, the box rips open and he drags it across your driveway while he's delivering it. I know this is heavy, but you know, I wouldn't drag somebody's stuff across the driveway. But it's got some scuffs. It's got some looks like touch up on the powder coat they did, and I guess, you know, they figure that in the price. You know, the Rough Country stuff is quite a bit cheaper than everybody else's, so I may end up it comes off pretty easy, so I may end up just pulling this off. I'll sand it down and then I'll probably Raptor line it. That's kind of what I wanted to do with the front bumper, the wings. Actually, I kind of wanted to do the whole bumper so everything matched. So we may do that, but you get the bumper, and with the bumper you get these big old brackets. And again, I think these are for the Ranger and the Can-Am. So you got passenger and driver. You got this thing where you download the instructions. I did that. They're on my phone there. You get a bag of bolts. You get these brackets. I think this is for the older Ranger, maybe the 900. I don't think I need to use that for this one. And then I think these brackets might be for the Can-Am. I don't think I'm going to use them either. But this is not going to be a step-by-step install, guys. I'm going to get these brackets in. These brackets right here, I'll show it to you once I put it in there. But these go between the bed. Just like I think all the bumpers, even the Polaris bumpers, will bolt to that spot. There's two more holes I got to drill in the frame here. Those are like self-tappers, I guess. So we'll probably got to drill 4 holes. But yeah, I'm going to try to get this mounted tonight. And you'll notice on this bumper there are slots right here, right there. Them are for Rough Country 6-inch slim LEDs or something they call them. You actually have to add that, which I thought was kind of stupid. You got to add that option when you order this. Actually, when I ordered this, they said they had it. Ended up not having it. Waited another week or whatever, then they got it in. But yeah, you got to order the lights. But what I did is when I ordered this wing kit here, the wing kit comes with those lights. So I was going to change out those lights anyway from my daytime running lights that I had on this. So I had an extra set of lights. So I'm going to install them in here because I need backup lights. So these are going to become my backup lights. They're going to come on automatically when I go in reverse. I got a plug and everything, a factory plug. Should be just plug and play. Might have to add a relay. I got to look at the wires on these lights, see how much they're actually drawing. I'll probably just do a relay just to be on the safe side anyway. Yep, I got to get to work. So I'm going to get these under there, mounted up, mark my holes, drill them. I don't know, I might bring you back at some point here. Okay, so I got the brackets bolted up there. I just used some regular nuts to hold it up there. I went up with my Sharpie, marked the 2 holes that are on that little frame piece. I gotta take them out now, and they've got these self tappers that you drill a hole. I forget what size, but if you have this bumper, it'll tell you in the directions. So I gotta drill them out. Then I can put it back on, and then bolt the bumper on. It's not that difficult. The drilling's kind of gonna be an odd, kind of an odd place there for drilling, but I wish I could put it on the hoist. It'd make it easier, but I don't know how much of a restriction this bumper is going to be to dumping, because I don't know if that's going to come into contact with the muffler guard or not, but I guess when I find out, you'll find out. Seems like they could have moved that over just a little bit to miss that muffler. But yeah, we'll see. I got to get these uninstalled, drill holes, put them back up there. You got eight bigger bolts here that I'm guessing go for the bumper. There's none of these bolts are marked. These bigger washers probably go with the bigger bolts. They give you a bunch of these bolts, which is what I used for bolting them brackets to the frame of the Ranger. Then you got these lock nuts. I didn't use them lock nuts yet. That'll be when I install it for the final time. But this is supposed to be for Ranger and Can-Am, so I'm guessing some of these bolts are universal. These ones here I think are for the Can-Am. You got to drill actually all the way through your bed, I guess. Same with them brackets. I think these brackets go with these carriage bolts. So yeah, I'm gonna get to drilling these holes out and I'll be back. Okay, so there's the bumper bolted up, and what I ended up doing, because the bumper was kind of crooked, and what I ended up doing was I got 4 washers. I don't know if you can see that, you probably can't see that, but there's 4 washers spacing the bumper out, because the top of the bumper was actually hitting and causing the thing to go crooked. I don't exactly know why that is, if they got something built wrong or what, but yeah, I got 4 washers spacing the bumper out, which straightened everything out, because the bumper was like really, forget which way it was, but it was pretty crooked. Doesn't stick out a whole lot, you can see that, which is kind of nice and kind of not nice, because it's if you hit something, you might not hit the bumper first with it being so close to the body, but it does look really nice. As far as tipping the bumper, up, you can see this Northstar edition, the bumper is hitting the muffler. Actually, it's hitting the muffler guard, and yeah, that bracket's hitting too. So you could, I thought about trimming the bumper up to get it to be able to dump more, but that bracket is actually in the way too. You'd have to trim that bracket up. But I believe that's sufficient enough to dump a load of something. I think that'll dump out just about anything you got in there. It probably will. It's probably going to wear on that guard. If you didn't have the Northstar edition and your muffler was over here, or if you had the regular 1000 with the smaller little muffler back there, that would probably clear. You'd have no problem. You can see it's cut out for the tires here, but it's getting pretty close. Without the muffler there, you might hit the tires. So it is what it is. I kind of figured I'd have problems with that muffler there. But I'm just showing you, you know, what's going on here. I like it. It's not enough to make me take this off. I don't know how much I'm going to be dumping. Thought about getting the little dump, hydraulic dump, or not the hydraulic, but the electric dump. And then you can just stop it before it hits the muffler. But I got my 6x6 that is probably going to be my workhorse anyway. But so now it's installed, bolted down, everything's tight. I'm going to go after the lights, installing the lights. Okay, so here's the lights that are going to go in the bumper. This is Rough Country's, their Black Series, 6-inch slimline lights. So it's a 90-degree flood beam, which should be good for backup lights. They got brackets here. I'm not going to need these because there's already brackets welded into the bumper there. But it comes with a harness. I'm going to use this harness, but I got to figure out how to cut this switch out of it. So basically I'm going to go on the bench, I'm going to hook it up, see how it works, and then I'm going to use the relay. Probably what I'm going to do is positive is going to go to the battery positive under the back seat, and this negative here is going to go to the Polaris backup light plug. Actually, I think the plug is for a backup alarm. That's what they used to be for. But I got another plug that'll plug into that, and I'm going to probably run the ground because Polaris, they have like they do things a little differently. Maybe the newer cars are this way, but they've got power running to all the stuff, and then they ground stuff to turn stuff on. So that's how they do like the taillights and everything. And like I said, maybe newer vehicles are doing that, but Polaris has done that for quite a long time. But anyway, there's the harness, and the lights are right here. There's two of them in here. Again, pre-scuffed right from the factory, like Rough Country likes to do. So here they are. Got the Rough Country logo on them. So these actually come from my front bumper. I didn't use them on the front bumper. And then it's actually an option for the rear bumper. You got to pay, I don't know what it is, $80 or something more to add a light kit to the rear bumper. So I had these from the front bumper. I believe they're the same exact light. And then there's the mounting bolts right there. It's going to go into the brackets that are already in the bumper. So yeah, that's the lights and the wiring harness that I'm going to use. They got nice plug-ins. Actually got really nice plug-ins on them. So that should keep the corrosion out of the plug. Okay, so I got the lights in the bumper. And you're gonna have to spread the mounts out. I did anyway, because the lights don't fit in there off the bat. That one might be a little crooked, but might have to loosen that one, try to get it a little straighter, but it is what it is. Got the lights in there. I got my harness and my modified harness. So basically I just got a power and a ground here, and then I've got the lights, the plug-ins for the lights. I've eliminated the manual switch. Basically just hooked that together. There was a ground, I just taped that off, and that's in here. So when I put it in reverse, it's going to be grounded. Here's the plug. This will plug into a plug in there. I'll show that to you once I get the bed up. And I'm going to use this ground because this grounds out when you put it in reverse. Again, I think that's a It's not really for backup lights. I believe it was for a backup alarm back in the day. All the Rangers have a plug that you can use for backup lights, but I didn't want to, because these are little LED lights. I probably could have. It's got power and ground. I probably could take the power from that plug. I just want to be on the safe side and grab the power from the battery, just so I don't draw a bunch of power through this wire that may or may not be big enough. This one's big enough. This is what? 14 gauge? I guess I could look at the wire and see what they got on it. But I'm going to get it up there. I've not seen this plug yet, but I'm going to raise the bed up here and check it out right now. Okay, so there's the plug on a Northstar. It's like right behind the top of the muffler. I didn't actually have to raise my bed up. And actually it has this cover on it. This says fuse 20, and it was taped. So I popped this cover off. I'm going to put this on there, and just like I suspected, these wires, I mean, these are huge wires compared to what's actually on there. So I'm not going to take the power from them wires. It just doesn't, it looks like a really small wire. So I'm just going to be on the safe side. I'm going to run this one to my battery. Then I'm going to run my ground. I'll cut this end off, extend the wire, grab this ground from this plug-in. I'll cap the power so it don't short anything out. And that's how I'm going to hook up the light. So every time I put it in reverse, I'm going to ground. It'll always have power, but then it'll ground when I go into reverse. Solenoid will activate. I've got it tied together. There's no switch anymore, so it's constantly connected. So it's going to turn on every time. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to run these wires through the cab. It's not that difficult. Now I don't have the light in here. But there's the batteries right there. I'm going to run the wires that way. Across the motor, and then well, I got to run the plugs. The relay is going to sit in here where it's kind of nice and safe. It's still not it's not in the inside of the Ranger because this is covered, but it should be relatively protected in this area. So I'm going to start routing wires. Okay, so I've got my harness all wrapped up right here. Now I did have a problem when I hooked up both the lights. The relay was like clicking and the lights were flashing, and I was wondering what in the heck was going on. Well, I had the relay hooked up wrong for it to activate with a ground. So I had to go back in my harness and I had to cut the grounds for the lights out, and I had to ground them separately. So that's what you need to do if you're going to activate this thing with a ground. Actually, one light worked fine. When I hooked two lights up, that's when it happened. So I've got it working now. I got it all hooked up, finally figured it out. If you're going to use a ground to activate a relay, guys, go look that up quick, because I thought I had it in my mind figured out, but I just you can't ground the lights. I was grounding the lights with the relay, and you got to take the lights, you got to run the power from the relay to the lights, then you got to take the grounds for the lights and you got to actually ground them to the chassis or something. Otherwise you're going to have a problem. One light worked, two lights wouldn't work. But anyway, got it working now. I'm going to set the camera up here. I'm going to hit my, put it in reverse, and I'm going to show you that they turn on automatically. So finally, I've got functioning reverse lights again. I had reverse lights forever with my 900, and when you don't have no light with these Rangers, it's really hard to see. I know this one's got the camera. The camera's being blocked by the bumper now. I gotta figure out. I gotta move that forward or something. So even the camera without no light, it's doesn't show a whole lot of stuff. So yeah, real happy that I can actually see now. Those lights are pretty nice. They're probably more than you need for backing up. They're really probably like a work light, but they're gonna work for reverse lights, because there's really no other place to put a backup light. I mean, they got the Northstars, you got a muffler there, and I had my 900, I had them kind of underneath there. You ain't gonna do that with a Northstar, and then especially with this bumper here. So I'm happy with it, guys. I'll get some pictures and stuff outside with this setup to give you a good look. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. I'll see you.